Have you ever contemplated the scenario of a heart attack striking when you are entirely by yourself? It is a frightening prospect, and regrettably, it is a situation that unfolds more frequently than we might imagine. A common misconception is that there will be ample time, or that another person will surely be present to render aid. However, the reality is that the initial few minutes are the most pivotal, and the actions you take, or fail to take, can determine the outcome. The reassuring news is that even if you reside alone, or spend a majority of your time in solitude, surviving a heart attack is possible if you respond swiftly and understand the precise steps to follow. In this video, we will meticulously guide you through 7 vital actions you must initiate the moment a heart attack commences, and you are the only one there. These instructions are straightforward, pragmatic, and life-preserving. You require no medical background. You need no sophisticated equipment. You simply need to be prepared and maintain your composure. We will detail everything step by step: how to identify the initial signals, what medication to take instantly, how to prevent overexerting your heart, and even the minor measures you can implement that could secure just enough time for help to arrive. Remain with us until the conclusion, as the final few steps are often the ones people overlook. Yet they could be the very actions that ultimately save your life. Do not postpone learning what your body is attempting to communicate until it is too late. Let us begin. Number 1. Identifying the earliest warning signals. The primary and most fundamental step to surviving a heart attack alone is comprehending what it feels like. Not merely in your chest, but throughout your entire body. Many individuals anticipate a dramatic, crushing chest pain, similar to what is depicted in films. Yet, the fact is that actual heart attacks frequently start with far more subtle symptoms. These early indications can be all too easy to dismiss until the situation becomes critical. What you should be vigilant for is a profound, uncomfortable pressure or a constricting sensation in the middle of your chest. It might be perceived as a weight resting on you, or as if your chest is gradually being filled with a heavy substance. This sensation could also be intermittent, leading you to believe it is not serious. But if it persists for more than a few minutes or continuously returns, do not dismiss it. Other preliminary signs encompass shortness of breath, which can occur even without any chest discomfort. You might feel as though you have just ascended a steep hill, despite being seated. Some individuals experience pain in an arm, shoulder, neck, or jaw. Others become lightheaded, erupt in a cold sweat, or feel nauseous and dizzy. In certain instances, particularly for older adults or women, the pain might manifest more like pressure in the upper back or stomach area rather than in the chest at all. Consider this example. Richard, 74, was at his kitchen table when he perceived an odd tightness just below his collarbone, reminiscent of heartburn. But then he recognized he was unable to draw a complete breath, and his hands started to perspire. He recalled reading that not every heart attack begins with pain. Therefore, instead of ignoring it, he took action. That single decision likely saved his life. The body frequently whispers before it screams. When it concerns heart attacks, these whispers represent your sole opportunity to act before damage sets in. If you delay, waiting for the classic chest-clutching drama, you might find you are already too late. So, the next time something feels amiss, especially if it involves a combination of pressure, breathlessness, or uncharacteristic fatigue. Halt your activity. Do not attempt to endure it. Do not convince yourself it is merely indigestion. Recognizing these warning signs is your first defense for survival. Treat them with the utmost seriousness, even if they appear minor. Your life could very well depend on it. Number 2. Contacting emergency services immediately. Once you have the slightest suspicion that a heart attack might be commencing, the very next action you must take, without any delay, is to call 911. Do not wait to see if the symptoms subside. Do not attempt to drive yourself to the hospital, and do not persuade yourself that you are overreacting. Contacting emergency services is not just the quickest method to get assistance. It is the most crucial thing you can do to remain alive. A heart attack is not an ailment you can simply walk off. Every single minute is critical. The longer your heart muscle is deprived of oxygen, the more extensive the damage becomes. When you dial 911, trained professionals are already mobilizing as they head toward your location. They are equipped with machinery, medication, and the expertise to keep you alive if your heart should stop en route to the hospital. Furthermore, if your symptoms escalate rapidly, as they often do, you will be incapable of helping yourself. This is precisely why attempting to drive is among the most perilous decisions one can make. You risk losing consciousness, causing a serious accident, or significantly delaying your own medical care. Permit the professionals to come to you. Think about what transpired with Linda, 78. She felt a peculiar ache in her left shoulder, soon followed by a wave of nausea and a cold sweat. Her initial thought was to call her son, but she recalled a nurse's advice. If you're alone and think you're having a heart attack, call 911 first. You can talk to your family afterward. She made that call. By the time the paramedics arrived, her symptoms had grown more intense, but the emergency team was prepared. They stabilized her right there. That single phone call was her lifesaver. You do not need to be certain you are having a heart attack to summon help. The dispatcher will not be annoyed if it proves to be a false alarm. In reality, they would much rather dispatch help you did not ultimately need than miss an opportunity to save your life. Keep your phone in a location that is easily accessible, especially if you live by yourself. If symptoms arise and you find it difficult to speak clearly, activate the emergency call feature. Many phones have a shortcut to dial for help even from the lock screen. Learn its location and be ready to use it. If you are still with us and finding this information valuable, please show your engagement by commenting with the number 2 below. And if you are not yet a subscriber, I strongly encourage you to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you never miss our future videos. Your support is instrumental in helping us create quality content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's continue. Number 3. Chewing an aspirin slowly and calmly. Following your call to emergency services, the next most impactful step you can take is remarkably simple. Chew one aspirin. Do not just swallow it, chew it, and do so slowly, even if your hands are trembling. Provided you have access to a standard 325 milligram aspirin and are not allergic or taking a blood thinner that would make it inadvisable. This single action can substantially improve your odds of surviving a heart attack. Aspirin functions by thinning the blood. It aids in slowing or preventing the expansion of a blood clot that may be obstructing one of your coronary arteries, the very cause of the heart attack. By chewing the tablet, rather than swallowing it whole, you accelerate its absorption into your system. Research has demonstrated that this can secure precious minutes, sometimes enough to partially restore blood flow before medical help arrives. It is generally advised not to take aspirin on an empty stomach unless absolutely unavoidable. However, during a heart attack, the immediate danger of clotting far surpasses that concern. Additionally, avoid using coated or delayed release aspirin. If that is all you have available, chew it nonetheless. You need the effects to begin as rapidly as possible. Let me share the story of Joe, age 72. One morning, he experienced a tightness that spread from his chest up to his neck. He recalled having a bottle of aspirin in his kitchen cabinet. He chewed one tablet while sitting down and awaiting the paramedics. Later, his cardiologist informed him that this single act likely mitigated the damage to his heart muscle. That small pill, he explained, prevented the situation from worsening. If you live alone, ensure aspirin is readily available. Store some in a nightstand, a kitchen drawer, or even in your wallet. Check that it has not expired, and inform your loved ones of its location in case they ever need to assist you. This small measure might seem overly simplistic, but it is rooted in solid science and is a standard practice for emergency responders worldwide. Chewing aspirin at the onset of a heart attack is not merely a helpful tip. It is a proven medical intervention. And in those critical first moments, it can be the deciding factor between walking out of the hospital and never arriving there at all. Number 4. Sitting or lying down to protect your heart. Once you have summoned help and taken an aspirin, your subsequent task is straightforward but absolutely vital: stop all movement. Sit or lie down in the safest and most comfortable position you can find. This is not the moment to pace around, gather your possessions, or unlock doors unless it is an absolute necessity. Any extra physical exertion places additional strain on your heart, which is already laboring to receive sufficient oxygen. Ideally, you should sit with your back supported, your feet flat on the floor, and your arms resting without tension. This position helps to minimize your heart's workload while you await the arrival of paramedics. If you begin to feel faint or lightheaded, lie down on your side, ensuring your head is slightly elevated, and you must resist the urge to power through the discomfort. While that determined mindset may have been beneficial in other aspects of your life, in this particular moment, it represents a risk you cannot afford to take. It is quite common for individuals to feel a sense of embarrassment after calling for help, and then simply sitting there, doing nothing. But make no mistake, in this context, doing nothing is a proactive and beneficial action. It provides your heart with an opportunity to stabilize. It helps to slow your breathing, and it prevents your body from depleting its already scarce oxygen supply. Consider the story of Alice, 81. When she felt a pressure radiating across her chest, her immediate instinct was to tidy up the kitchen and compose herself. But then she recalled her doctor's words: "If you think it's your heart, sit down. Everything else can wait." She eased into her favorite recliner and awaited help. That period of stillness, she would later learn, likely prevented her symptoms from escalating into a full-blown cardiac arrest. Therefore, if you ever experience those telltale symptoms — pressure, shortness of breath, dizziness, Do not try to complete what you are doing. Stop immediately, or move as little as possible to a safer location. Sit or lie still, breathe slowly, and allow your body to concentrate on its singular job, survival. Here is a simple but frequently overlooked detail. If you are seated on a chair without armrests, do not allow your body to slump over. Keep your spine supported to keep your airways open. The more relaxed and upright your posture, the less effort your heart must expend. If you are still engaged with this video and find these insights helpful, please let me know you're here by commenting with the number 4 below. And if you haven't subscribed, I recommend you do so and activate the bell to ensure you don't miss any of our videos. Your support allows us to continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Let's proceed. Number 5. Unlocking your door for emergency responders. If you have sufficient strength remaining after calling for help and positioning yourself comfortably, one of the most beneficial things you can do is unlock your front door. It may appear to be a minor action, but during an emergency, every second counts, and a locked door can cause a delay in treatment when time is of the essence. Paramedics are, of course, trained to gain entry by force if necessary. However, forced entry consumes valuable time, results in property damage, and could even startle or injure you if you are situated near the entry point. Unlocking the door ahead of time permits them to enter directly and start providing care immediately. That simple act could potentially save several minutes. Minutes that your heart may not be able to spare. If you reside alone, particularly in an apartment building or a gated community, it is wise to think through the logistics before a crisis occurs. Is your door easy to open from the inside? Is your address clearly visible? Is there a spare key that a nearby person can access? These are considerations that do not seem pressing until they suddenly become so. Take the case of Paul, 76, who lives in a small condominium. When his symptoms started, he called 911, chewed an aspirin, and then unlocked his door, all within 2 minutes. The paramedics later told him that this single action helped them reach him 30 seconds faster and saved them from having to break down his door. That's the last thing I would have thought of, he later recounted, but it might have been what got me help just in the nick of time. If walking to the door feels too hazardous, do not attempt it. Your priority is to sit down and focus on your breathing. But if you are already near the door and feel steady enough to reach it without risk, proceed to unlock it. You might also want to consider installing a smart lock with remote access capabilities or obtaining a medical lock box for your key, especially if you live alone or have mobility issues. It is a small act of preparedness, but it conveys a clear message to the people coming to your aid. You're ready. You have done your part. Now it is their turn to do the rest. Number 6. Utilizing your phone's speaker or medical ID features. While you are waiting alone during a heart attack, your phone transforms from a simple communication device into your vital lifeline. One of the most intelligent ways to use it during this critical time is by activating the speakerphone function. This enables you to converse with emergency responders hands-free, allowing you to concentrate on your breathing and on remaining as calm as possible without the need to firmly grip your phone or hold it to your ear. When you are experiencing significant distress, even the simple act of holding an object to your ear can impede your breathing. Employing the speakerphone not only minimizes physical strain, but also enables the dispatcher to hear you more distinctly if you suddenly become too weak to speak. It also lets them monitor your condition through background sounds, your breathing patterns, any movements, and even the tone of your voice. Beyond this feature, every modern smartphone is equipped with something equally crucial: your emergency medical ID. On an iPhone, this is accessible directly from the lock screen. Android phones typically offer a similar feature. It stores vital information such as your age, known allergies, current medications, and pre-existing medical conditions. If you were to lose consciousness before paramedics arrive, this data can save precious time and help guide their decisions regarding your immediate care. Consider the case of Susan, 79. She fainted just moments before help reached her. However, because her phone's medical ID was set up, the paramedics knew instantly that she was diabetic and had an allergy to penicillin. This information prevented them from administering something that could have worsened her condition. They were also able to contact her daughter by using the emergency contact information listed right in the phone. Setting up this information takes less than 5 minutes, and it remains permanently available. Be sure to include your name, date of birth, any significant health conditions, the medications you take, allergies, and 1 or 2 emergency contacts. This feature is not just for the tech-savvy. It is for anyone who might one day require assistance when they are unable to speak for themselves. So, if you ever feel those initial signs of a heart attack emerging, use your speakerphone. Stay connected, and place your trust in the person on the other end of the line. Their calm voice, steady guidance, and constant presence can make the waiting period feel less terrifying. And if something should happen before help arrives, your phone might still be able to speak for you when you no longer can. If you're continuing to watch and find these insights valuable, please comment with the number 6 below to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you won't miss any of our videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content designed to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on. Number 7. Slowing your breath to steady your heart. In the midst of a heart attack, it is incredibly easy to feel overwhelmed by panic. Your chest feels constricted, your thoughts begin to race, and every passing second feels amplified. But there is one final tool you possess: your breath. If you can use it effectively, it can soothe your nervous system just enough to give your heart a better opportunity to maintain a steady rhythm. Controlled breathing is not a cure for the heart attack itself. Its purpose is to prevent your body from spiraling into a state of full-blown shock while help is en route. The more anxious and panicked you become, the faster your heart is likely to beat. However, consciously slowing your breath can gently help to regulate that rhythm. You do not need any special technique. Simply try this: inhale slowly through your nose for a count of about 4 seconds. Hold that breath for a brief moment. Then, exhale gently through your mouth for a count of 6 seconds. Repeat this cycle. Concentrate on that one simple rhythm. It provides your body with a steady anchor, and it can help prevent your heart from entering into dangerous arrhythmias that are often triggered by severe stress. Think about what happened to Frank, 83. When the pain struck, he felt as if he were drowning in fear. But he recalled a simple breathing exercise his doctor had taught him during a routine checkup. He focused intently on each breath, kept himself completely still, and managed to let go of the overwhelming panic. By the time the paramedics arrived, his heart was still unstable, but it had not gone into full cardiac arrest. "I just kept telling myself, stay calm, stay alive," he later shared. You can practice this breathing technique at any time. When you are resting, when you are feeling anxious, or even while you are watching television. The more familiar the practice becomes, the more instinctively your body will revert to it. When the stakes are at their highest, your breath will not repair your arteries, but it can buy you precious time. It can keep oxygen circulating and help your heart hold on. And sometimes, in those final critical moments before help arrives, that is the only advantage you truly need. Stay still. Stay alive. Final thoughts. Ultimately, surviving a heart attack when you are alone is not merely a matter of luck. It is about preparation, awareness, and calm, decisive action. These 7 steps might appear simple when considered individually, but when combined, they create a powerful chain of actions that can save your life. Recognize the warning signs. Call for help without delay. Take an aspirin if you are able. Sit or lie down to conserve your strength. Make it easier for help to get to you. Use your phone's smart tools and slow your breathing to help keep your heart as steady as possible. Each one of these measures buys you a little more time. Each one gives you a bit more control. And each one communicates something vital, that even when you are alone, you are not entirely powerless. A heart attack can feel like the most terrifying form of solitude. But these steps serve as a reminder that you are never truly helpless, not even for a single second. You have tools, you possess knowledge, and you now have a plan. So, ask yourself, what stood out most to you today? Was there a step you had not previously considered, or one that you now view in a new light? Reflect on how you can apply this knowledge to your own life, and perhaps even share it with someone you care about. It might not only save your life, it could save theirs as well. Thank you for joining us today. We would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you intend to use it in your life. Your insights are important to us, so please do not hesitate to share them. Reading your comments provides us with great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and share it. Your support enables us to continue creating quality content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.